All right, so this is my square bot. As per the design, we're using two motors, a right motor and a left motor here, and those do have gearing. The gearing is set up to increase the RPMs of the wheels here. So we're going from a larger gear to smaller gears there, so we're going to get more rotations out of those. So it'll speed up the robot a little bit. Don't need a lot of torque on this kind of thing because it's just going on flat ground. Battery up here. See our different wires and stuff, which are connecting. I actually have two bump switches on here. The front one, this is what detects the wall when it hits a wall. This one right here is just like a go button I put on. And that's pretty much it. Did have a couple problems with getting it dialed in. I thought it was a problem with the right motor. Did a bunch of troubleshooting, ended up switching ports on here, using different ports, swapping the motors, a couple different things. Even ended up just taking the right motor out, putting in a different motor. What the issue was that when this would go straight and then stop, it would stop canted. Meaning, like basically, the wheels on the right side would continue to rotate just a little bit longer than the ones on the left side would rotate. So what I think it was, though, is after going through all the troubleshooting, was that something, I don't think it's anything to do with the Arduino. I don't think it had anything to do with the motor. I think mechanically, maybe there's a little more resistance, a little more friction or something on this left side, so that these wheels were stopping sooner, as opposed to these wheels traveling longer, if that makes sense. So basically what I did was I'm driving the right side motors slightly slower than the left side motors, so that they can kind of, even though they continue a little longer, because of the difference in speed, it ends up going pretty straight. And then I also just put a little bit of tape in between the bearing block and the wheel here to add just a little bit of friction to the side, because it was just, yeah, that's what I got for that. As for the code, bring you over here, turn down that brightness. Pretty standard. This is just, setting up the LCD and my variables and such. The way I approached it was I set up functions. So we can see we got turn left function, and then I have the delay built into that. So if I want to adjust like how long the robot is in a turn, I just come up here to the function and adjust the delay in there. Same thing, we got turn right, we got a forward function, a stop, a about face, so where we turn 180 degrees, and a wall detected function. And as for the loop, you can see I've got my start button right here. If that's pressed, that's when we'll jump into this while loop down here. And once we're in the while loop, we're gonna go forward first of all. Okay, right there, we're gonna go forward first of all. But then if that front button's detected, we're gonna do these things. And the code will be in the report, so to look at it more closely, it'll be right there. But basically, we're just going through, and every time that front button hits, this is for challenge 2, by the way. I don't think I said that yet. This is challenge 2. So every time we hit a wall, we're gonna keep track of that. So like you can see, when on the first time it's actuated, we're gonna get our first wall equal to 1, right? And then we're gonna use that information. If first wall is 1 and second wall is 0, the next time that button goes off, we know we've just hit the second wall, right? So we're just keeping track of the walls like that to know what turns to make when, and until we get to our last wall there, and we do our about face and stop procedures. I did attempt for quite a few days to try to get challenge 3 working. I did technically get challenge 3 to work. I was able to write a program that got the robot to the end of the maze without telling it, like you're at the first wall, you're at the second wall, that kind of stuff. It was just, using having the robot figure it out on its own. But it just I couldn't get it clean enough to where I felt it was presentable. So that's fine. We're just going to go with challenge 2 because I think I got it down pretty clean. And yeah, so now I'll record the robot going through. Actually, first, while I got you up here, I'll show the LCD a bit. Okay, so you see we're on standby, and if I hit this button, It's going to be going forward. I just got it on the power setting here, so the motors aren't actually turning. But so we'll go forward until we hit the wall. It's going to go wall detected, turn left. You can see now we're going forward. We've tracked the first wall. We hit that second wall, wall detected, turn right. Going forward again, we've tracked the second wall. Hit the third wall, boom, same thing. We're going to go forward after we hit the third wall, and then we're going to get our last wall detected. We'll about face, we'll stop, and we'll end. Okay, so that is the procedure for the robot. So go ahead and get this going. This is the maze. So you can see we'll come straight, turn left, come up here, hit that, turn right, and there. Okay, so I'll get that there. We'll turn it on. Okay, we got standby. And there's our first wall, so let's just and we're done. Let's see. On there, we are at the end. So that was challenge 2 for the maze bot.